Hello, hello, hello. Happy Sunday. Welcome. Gonna give the room just a minute to build and then I'm gonna get started. So, happy Sunday, Carmen. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Ladies, if you would go ahead and hit the thumbs up. Hello, Regina. Hello, happy Sunday. Hello, Peaches. Happy Sunday. Ladies, for the latter part of the live tonight, you're going to need Instagram if you're going to follow along. So if you're not already following me on Instagram, now would be a great time to connect. Hello, Miss Angie. Happy Sunday. Welcome. So let me make sure I've got the chat. So I've got Regina, Carmen, Peaches C, and Miss Angie. Happy Sunday, one and all. If you ladies would go ahead and hit the thumbs up. I hope that you all had an amazing week. I have a lot for us tonight, but it's just one a lot. It will, I hope, be informational for you and that you will follow along once we get to the IG portion of the live, that you will follow me over to Instagram so that you can actually see some of the pictures and bags that we're going to be talking through tonight. So happy Sunday, Tanya Jones. Hi, Mo. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Alrighty, ladies. So, many of you are, I'm sure, familiar with last week's live stream and the frustration that came out of that live. And one of the things that it prompted me to do was to really reflect on what's really important to me when it comes to my bags, right? So, as women, I'm sure we've all had a situation or an instance where we have been boiling mad. I'm certain that I am not the only person that has. Okay, Peaches, I'll get you. I'm sure I'm not the only person that has had a situation where you are just you're upset, right? And upset is putting it mildly. But in that moment, there is a time when you are processing what you've done, what other people have done, what your role was, if any, in what happened. You're trying to figure out what, if any, action you could have taken that would have had a very different outcome. And as you are going through all of that, there is usually a moment when everything gets quiet and very still, and your mind stops racing, and you have an epiphany. And in that moment that you have the epiphany, you figure out your way forward, whatever that way is. And after last week's live, I went through that same process because my blood was boiling and had been boiling for a couple of days over receiving, that return bag. And when I got to the point where things were quiet and calm and still, and I had an opportunity to think about my way forward, I had an epiphany. And in that epiphany, there were three things that were revealed to me, for me, and those are the things that are going to kind of define my handbag journey going forward. So the first thing is that for me, brand no longer matters. And I say that because there are a lot of designers. There are a lot of startup companies. There are a lot of brands that buy stuff from other brands and put their name on it. There are much larger fashion houses that purchase items from or their raw materials from other places in the world that never get recognition per se for their contribution into that fashion house. But they make amazing products. They're quality products. They just don't necessarily have the big fashion house brand associated with it. So the first epiphany for me is that brand for me no longer matters. The second thing that came to me in my epiphany is that the quality of the leather, it does matter. The quality of the product that I'm getting does matter. So brand doesn't matter, but you gotta have a quality product. You gotta have quality leather. And then the third one is that customer service is important. So those were my three epiphanies. Brand does not matter. The leather quality does. And customer service is extremely important because just like you, I have a definitive, not an infinite, I have a definitive amount of resources. And I work hard for those resources, just like all of you that are watching or that will watch the replay. And when I have an issue, I want to know that I am dealing with a company, with a brand, that they will stand behind their product, that they will work to resolve my customer service issue because they value my business and they value the relationship. They value their brand, their reputation. So again, as I reflected back on last week, in those moments where clarity and calm and still set in, those three things, those three epiphanies are what will define my bag journey going forward. Brand does not matter. Quality of the leather does. And customer service is important to me. So, I heard you all last week in the chat. I heard you in the comments posted on the video. I got several emails over the course of the week. I got several DMs on IG. And I heard you. I heard you say that not only did you have customer service issues with my brand of frustration last week, but there were also some horror stories of other brands that you shared with me, whether they were returns, whether they were customer service issues, whether they were shipping issues. I heard you, and I appreciate each and every one of you sharing your stories with me because there is a small bit of truth in misery loves company, right? Because sometimes we think that things are just happening to us, but I heard all of you loud and clear, and I heard the stories of many of you say why you have left different brands, why you have explored other brands, and that resonated with me. And the more I heard from you over the course of the week, the more those three epiphanies just kind of burrowed a place in my handbag soul. That the brand does not matter, the leather does, and customer service is of the utmost importance to me. Last week after the live, and I had an opportunity to reflect on some other brands that had popped up in my IG and my Facebook feed just because of a video that Cynthia posted, and then Suzwhat posted a video on the same brand, and then Rosalind and I had a conversation about this brand and about all of the things that came along with it. And in that moment, I said, you know what? I'm going to explore. And what I did was I just kind of started looking for amazing leather. And where I landed is where we're going to talk tonight. So those of you that have joined, thank you for joining. Please hit the thumbs up. If you are not following me on Instagram, now would be a great time to do so, because tonight's live will actually end with me sharing some information with you over on Instagram, and you will absolutely want to be able to follow along. So last week, I was on vacation, and I started, just like many of you, Googling and searching, and found myself down a rabbit hole exploring leather brands, leather companies. And I found a company that I reached out to while I was on vacation. And I had a great conversation with their general manager. I called, I introduced myself, I shared what I was looking for. I shared what my frustration was with the brand that I talked about on last week. And I shared, that I had a YouTube platform, and that I was in the process of exploring other brands, and here's why. And I asked if it would be a problem for me to come on site and to kind of see their operation, to take a tour, to check out their retail space. And maybe if it was a mutually agreeable thing, that later, once we get through the holiday rush, I can come back on site, actually film their operation, talk to the owner, do an interview with the owner, and share with you here in on this platform a little bit more about the brand. So the GM and I immediately hit it off on the phone. Invited me up on my request to come on site. So I got up and made arrangements and went to actually visit their operation on Monday. They have a small retail space, and they have production on site. So they are an American handbag company. They are headquartered right here in Marietta, Georgia. Their leather is full grain. And for those of you that know your leathers, you know that full grain is the top of the line when it comes to leather. It's the best leather in the industry. It's breathable. It's the most durable. It's the strongest part of the leather. It's the part that ages best with the patina. Let me just say again, I know that not everyone is well versed when it comes to leather. But if you ask Google, Siri, Cortana, Alexa to grade leathers, full grain leather is the Rolls Royce of leathers. So, I also know that full grain is not necessarily going to be everyone's cup of tea, depending on the look, the aesthetic that you're going for when it comes to leather. Let me just say again, they are not a top grain. They're not a split grain. They're not a genuine leather company. They are a full grain American handmade leather company, and they are headquartered right here in Marietta, Georgia. Their hides are also American hides. So for those that are into American made, for those that support American brands, for those of you that, especially right now during COVID, with all that's going on in the world and people being out of jobs and jobs being overseas, the fact that they are building right here locally and supporting jobs in this community and that they are supporting other American industries across this great nation really, really set well for me. So again, the strongest, most durable, the thickest part of the hide. So let me pause here again and say this leather is not necessarily going to be for everyone. But just so that you know about this leather, it is usually used in the making of high-end bags, boots, jackets, belts, the better for real leather furniture, not the split grains or genuine leathers. We're talking about the full grain leather. These are leathers that don't spot when water hits it. So for those of you that, you know, have to change your bag or your leather based on the weather, it's not that kind of leather. When water hits it, because it's breathable, exactly, Sanford, because it's heavy, because it has not been over processed, because it is the more natural hide, it doesn't spot. It develops a deep, rich patina, and it's going to show more of the beauty of the hide, like the tiger stripes or the neck, the fat rings around the neck, or the fat markings, like the stretch marks of the actual hide or the growth marks. So all of their bags again are handmade. They allow some customizations, such as, do you want a bag with feet or without feet? And let me just tell you, they're not just feet, they are like the combat boots of feet to protect the bottom of your bags. And you'll see that once we get to Instagram and I show you some of the pictures. And for those of you that are following me on Instagram, the pictures are not over there yet, because I wanted you right here, so we can just kind of talk about the beauty. And you have not missed the brand. I have purposely not given the brand for that reason, right? It's kind of like if the teacher hands out you the test and you immediately kind of start looking or trying to figure out the answers and you miss the instructions. So by Closet Dive, so they have, you can customize your strap, you can customize the leather, your hardware, if you want a cross body strap, if you want a zipper closure, if you want a snap closure, if you want the top of the leather of your bag left raw, or if you want it finished and rolled. I knew you would get that, the Closet Dive. You can have your initials placed on the bag. So if you want to have your bag branded with your initials, you can do that, up to 3 initials. You can add zippers, you can add pockets. Every order, let me say this, every order is handmade. So when I went in, they have a small retail space. The GM came out. We got the initial introductions, and I could see in the back where their team was working, and I stood there and waved at people, and they waved back at me. The owner was in the far back right corner. The GM stayed out on the floor. We talked. He answered questions. I talked about, we had a good conversation, because I wanted to make sure that before I came and said anything to you all, that my personal questions were answered, because I'm a consumer as much as I'm a mini influencer in this space. I'm a consumer, and I was looking for a new brand, so there were some things that were just really important to me. And their inspection process was extremely important to me, and every single order is handmade, 3 to 5 days made. Every single order is either inspected by the owner of the company or the general manager. So nothing leaves out of this brand in a box or goes to the retail floor without one of these two individuals giving it their stamp of approval. As far as shipping goes, oh, we had a deep discussion on shipping. So the first thing is they do not have dust covers. The GM called them sleeper covers, and I just thought that was a cute way of referring to it because the bag does go to sleep when it's in there, right? It's not in use. So dust covers, sleeper covers, that's not something that they have, but it is something that they are exploring. And guess why they are exploring it? It's because it came from their customers. Their customers giving feedback, asking about this. So it is something that they are looking at implementing at some point in 2021. Y'all, they already had me. Even if they can't deliver on that, the fact that they are listening to their customers was like amazing for me. The GM personally packages every single order. So he knows the condition of the bag, the packaging, the box, everything before it goes out. Now, keep in mind, it is top of the line leather. So it can take a little bit more, in my opinion, in transit, right? So the fact that there is packaging in the bottom, the fact that the bags are covered, and then there is another top layer and it's placed in a box, I felt really good about that. When I asked about shipping, it goes out UPS. Unless for some reason FedEx is the only one that delivers in your area, they ship via UPS, and it is not UPS to the post office. We shared some horror stories about companies and packages that are using the postal service. And so it leaves from them UPS and arrives your door UPS. No intervention by the postal service. So you don't have to worry about, what is it, Smart Post, Sure Post, US Post. You don't have to worry about any of that. They are a team of 6. Your bag is not made until it is ordered, with the exception of a small number of items that are on the retail floor or some of their one-of-a-kind items. So if it is an item that they are experimenting with, if they're trying out a new snap, for example, on a sunglass case, if it does not meet their specifications, then those things are discarded. Then they have one of a kind, and then they have a small range of retail items that are available on the floor. They use YKK brass zippers, so you don't have to worry about, their hardware. And they offer a lifetime guarantee on all of their material and their craftsmanship to the original purchaser. So you're not going to find a lot of them on like the secondary market. They do have a return policy, and y'all know how I feel about returns. So I am more than pleased that if you customize it, it is your bag. There's no sending that back. If you customize it, it is your bag. And the fact that I think it's 5 or 7 days from delivery, you have to make up your mind. So there's no, you get to carry it for 30 days, dog it out, see if you're gonna carry it and then change your mind. They're small business, and I think that time frame is more than fair for you to inspect and decide whether or not it is something that you want to keep. They are a company that gives back to the community. So 10% of their profits go to support a variety of nonprofit organizations throughout the year. And their featured nonprofit right now is an organization called MUST Ministries, which is a nonprofit here in Georgia. It is a group of multi faith backgrounds, and they do everything from toy drives this time of year to feeding the hungry, clothes, providing job search assistance for those that are out of work. They have, since the start of COVID, so starting in March through November, Must Industries provided 1.3 million meals in support of families that have been impacted by COVID-19. And they provided 1.6 million pounds of food in 42 neighborhood pantries in both Cherokee and Cobb counties here in Georgia. So they are helping to support local communities where they do business, where they are sourcing, where they are a part of the community, and hence the title tonight, Go Forth and Do Good. So the shoulder drops are perfect. Like straight off of the retail floor onto my shoulder, past the elbow test. I love the fact that they take their dimensions from the bottom of the bag, not the top of the bag, because my stuff doesn't stay at the top. It doesn't matter to me how wide or how deep the top of the bag is. It's important to me and many of you that we know what the measurements are across the bottom of the bag, and that's where they take their measurements, so there is no guessing. The interiors of the bags are not lined, so they are unfinished leather. The bags come with, their totes come with 2 pockets in the interior. It has a short key keeper, which I thought I wasn't gonna like, but I really do like it. And the reason I do is because those of you, if you actually use the key keeper in certain brands that have longer key finders, key leashes, you put your keys on there, and then maybe you go in to get your hand sanitizer, and then maybe you go in and you got to get your wallet out, and then maybe you go in and you're rummaging for an ink pen. So by the time you're looking for your keys again, they are down at the bottom, and you're trying to now fish them back out. Well, their key keepers are shorter and at the top of the bag, so they are always within hands reach, so they're not fumbling down. And if you've been with me for a while, y'all know that I have like a key keeper that I keep hanging on my bag so that my keys are always at the top. I don't have to use the key keepers. I've ordered and customized the bag that I'm waiting on. It is not here yet, but it is the large version of their Avery tote, which holds, it has 19 liters of capacity. Let me say that one more time. 19 liters of capacity. It has room for a laptop, a tablet, a wallet, a cell phone, sunglasses, a notebook, keys, water bottle, and even more. And it is not a heavy, it has some weight to it. My bag is about 2 pounds, 12 ounces empty. But when you think about good quality leather, and we've had that conversation on this channel before, it is still much lighter than some of the other leathers that we have talked about here. The straps are made out of 10-ounce leather, and they're 3/4 of an inch. So it's absolutely perfect. 100% full grain, 6 ounce leather for the bag, 10 ounce for the straps, 15 inches in width, so it's a really nice size tote, 13 inches high, 6 inches in the depth, solid copper hand pinned rivets. It's water resistant. Feet on the bottom again, like combat boots, so that they're going to protect the bottom of your bag. They offer limited edition colors based on the season. So currently they have a gorgeous turquoise color. Oh my goodness. I know that they're offering it for like fall and winter, but it is screaming, take me to the beach, take me to the tropics, carry me in spring and summer. They have a crimson red, they have tan. For my green lovers, they have forest green, they have navy, and they also have 3 limited edition rustic colors that are selling out quickly, and they are in pull-up leather. So, just in case there's somebody new to the leather game, or maybe you've dealt with brands that don't have pull-up leather, let me just talk to you a little bit about what pull-up leather is, because again, it's not going to necessarily be for everyone. So you want to make sure that if you're ordering, you're not looking at rustic, because rustic is going to be pull-up leather from them. So pull-up leather is it's an aniline dyed leather. So it is dyed in a drum, just like many of the other leathers. So it's not sprayed or anything like that. And it's finished with a clear wax and oils, which gives the leather a really soft hand or really soft feel. But when the leather is stretched or pulled, the color migrates and becomes lighter in those areas. So if you think about like velvet or maybe even corduroy, when you rub your hand over, or sequins, if you think about rubbing your hands and going with the grain, it's one way. And then when you rub your hand in the opposite direction on corduroy or velvet or sequins, it shifts. That's kind of what pull-up leather does. So the color and the marbling of the bag is going to continue to change. Not necessarily bad crazy, because this leather, the color, the pattern, it's going to continue to shift and move as you use your bag. So whether you get pull up from the inside of the bag out because you have items in the bag that are shifting and moving and stretching the leather, or whether it's from heavier use, that can all change the outside look of the bag. And when I first saw the pull-up leather online, I was like, I don't know if this is gonna be me. I don't know that I'll like this. But they got some other leathers that I think I would enjoy. And when I got onto the retail floor, the first 3 things that I picked up were all in the rustic leather, in the rustic colors. And I loved the look of it. It's not for everyone. It shows the natural characteristics and all of the beauty of leather, because again, aniline dyeing is basically kind of is a clear process and clear coating, clear finish on the leather, so that all of the beauty gets to show through, but it keeps the leather breathable, so that moisture isn't gonna bother it. Raindrops are not gonna stain it. So I fell in love with it. So let's go to Instagram, and some of you have already gotten the brand, because I'm gonna just leave that there. All right, so for those of you that are on Instagram, so Peaches, I am approving you right now. So you should have, you should be able to see my IG at this point. So the first picture that I'm going to post is of the brand, with the GM in the picture. He was amazing. And in the background, behind the GM, there is an open window where you can actually see the workshop. You can actually see where bags are being made. I took this picture after a little after 5 p.m. So all of the employees were starting to, exit or go get their stuff from their break room and so forth. So they're not in the background, but you can see where everything is actually being made right here on site. And this was, again, I'm on the retail floor. The GM is standing behind the register, and you can see the big brand across the back wall and a glass cutout where you can actually see the workshop that is going on in the background where all of the bags are being made. So that is the first picture. The second picture that I am going to post, I'd asked for a couple of leather swatches just to kind of take a look at the limited edition colors. I wanted to see the hand of some of the leathers that were being offered. And I really was expecting the GM to go, and you know what a little paint swatch looks like at like Lowe's or Home Depot or Sherwin-Williams or whatever. He did not bring me back little little swatches. He literally went to the back and cut these 3 pieces of leather that are literally as long as my hand and as wide as my hand, so that I could get a really, really good feel for the leather, the color, the saturation, the finish. So I absolutely appreciated the fact that I had questions, and he did not hesitate to go back and to pull. So for those of you that are following along on Instagram, the color on the far right is the limited edition crimson. The middle color is their oxblood, and then the caramel or caramel is the color on the far left. So it's caramel, oxblood, and then the crimson on the far right. So I was very pleased. And y'all already know when it was said that crimson was limited edition, do you even have to guess what color I ordered? I know you don't, because it means that it won't always be there. So I'm excited about getting that one in. The next picture is a picture of some of the items that were on, and I don't think I can rotate this picture, so I'm just going to post it. But there were a few wallets, mouse pads. They had key keepers, which are ideal for guys. So like hanging on your pant pocket or on a belt loop, on thinner pieces of leather. I shared with the GM what I'm using for my keys, and I asked, hey, can one of these loops be modified and opened up just a little bit more so that it will actually go over the top of a bag? If I have the top of the bag finished and rolled, I need something that's going to open up a little bit wider that's going to sit. And he said, yeah, absolutely. That's something that we should be able to do with no problem. So their wallets, there were 8 card slots on the wallet, back zipper pocket, snap closure, and 1 slip pocket. But the design of it, the interior of it, and I'll have to try to go back and pull a video clip that I have on my phone just to kind of show you what the interior of it looks like. So they had a couple of sunglass cases on the table, and I really like them. So for those, there are. So we were talking about some of the items that were on the table, and I said, "Oh, you offer two different closures on your wallet." And he said, "Actually, technically we only offer one." So I said, "Well, there are two here." He says, "Well, there's a story to that." He said, "We hired someone in new a couple weeks ago, and he was working on an order, and he put a snap closure on it. And usually they do the ones that are similar to the closure on the back of a saddlebag, like it's just kind of a push pin and the leather strip comes through and pushes through." So he said, we, because that's not what we have represented on our website, we couldn't sell it. We couldn't send it to the customer. So it's actually out here on the floor for us to sell. And, you know, it's a learning opportunity. The guys knew, but as they looked at it, they were like, "Well, wait a minute. Maybe this is something we should offer, right? It's a snap closure. It's secure. It offers a different look. Not everyone wants to deal with the snap, with the leather pull tab. So it's something that they're looking at perfecting, but it was because a new employee made a mistake. So the fact that they didn't go all, you know, overboard, it's like, well, wait a minute, that could actually work for us. I like organizations that listen to their people. It doesn't necessarily mean that as an employer you have to do something with it or that you have to do what people ask all the time. But the fact that you're the kind of organization that is listening and that a mistake is not the be all to end all, that people are able to come in and learn and grow, and you can take the good out of the mistakes that they made, it just melted my heart to kind of see and feel that kind of culture in the brand, in addition to the fact that they are giving back, that the owner was on site, the owner is involved, the GM is involved, everything is being handmade and sourced stateside. I just loved it. I loved it. All right, I'm going to get you some more pictures. So the next picture that I'm going to post is, okay, so this strap, I just want you to, when you hear 10-ounce leather for straps, I just want you to see what that thickness is when it comes to leather. So I'm going to post a picture of a messenger bag, and I just want you to, let me go back. Hold on. Okay, go, stop. All right, let me get the picture back up. I just want you to see what that looks like so that you can see what the thickness of this. And this is just the strap on a messenger bag. It's pretty serious. I just want you to think about what, if anything, you have in your collection that has a strap this thick. The edging of the strap is not finished, so there's not any glazing that you have to worry about or any of that. And the beauty of that is because they are using full grain leather, there is no string, there is no fray. You're getting the full grain of the hide, so you don't have to worry about what the edge of this strap is going to do, because it's going to stay like this. It will gradually get softer, but it is not ever, I don't think that this is going to ever just puddle. This strap is not going to puddle. You're going to have to beat the heck out of it. And for those of you that have motorcycle enthusiasts, those of you that are hobbyists, or that you ride on the weekend, or maybe it's your husband's thing, or a significant other, maybe they commute during a certain time of the year on their on their bikes. They have a roll top messenger backpack bag. I'm gonna have to get one just to carry through the airport, just because it was so beautiful. So they did not have one on the floor, so I don't have a picture. But the relationship with the GM, we were talking about it, and he was like, let me just go get mine. Let me show you. It was like the first bag that I made, like I'm getting ready to go on vacation with my wife and we're heading out of the country. I need something. And they now make this bag, they sell it, and it is constructed the same way that he made his to go on vacation. So if you see it, if you have somebody that commutes or is outdoorsy, that hikes, let me tell you, it would make the absolute perfect Christmas, birthday, Valentine's, anniversary, graduation, just because gift. Like they will absolutely love it because they will not be able to kill it. All right, let me. It was a serious bag. And when he told me how long he had been using it and carrying it, and the fact that the leather still looked amazing. Okay, let me show. Okay, I'm going to post now the picture of the bag. You've seen the strap, but now you can see the bag. And again, full grain, not going to be for everybody. Y'all already know how I feel about browns and blacks when it comes to leather. So this will likely be a company that I will continue to support for their limited edition or their seasonal colors. But there will be a couple of bags that I am sure that I will pull the trigger on at some point in their baseline colors. So just like your mochas, your blacks, your caramels, your chestnuts, your saddle, though they're in full grain, so they have a ton of that. Okay, let me get back to the pictures. All right, it is, this next picture is for the guys. I'm gonna post a couple of backpacks and duffels. So not just for the guys, but if you're shopping for a guy. And you can add straps onto their weekender so that it actually converts to a backpack. Yeah, you heard me. So you can add straps onto their duffel, their full-size weekender, so that it loads actually from the top. So instead of I'm not going to pull out another brand on here because it's all about go forth goods tonight. But with a duffel bag, it zips across the top. They have a duffel that you can actually flip, kind of like a rucksack in the military, and you load it from the top, almost like a laundry duffel, and then it connects, and you can add the strap so that you can actually carry it as a backpack. And I'm confirming some of you. I'm sorry. I know I got caught up. I'm letting you in now. All right. So the next bag, again, I'm showing the guys that are in the room some of their offerings. Here's a small duffel, natural hide. So it is going to have some pebbling. Remember, aniline, so you're getting more of the true hide than any other leather because it hasn't been over processed, it hasn't been coated, it hasn't been sanded or refined. You're basically getting as much of the cow or the hide once it leaves out of the pasture for process, and you're getting as close to what he was walking around in as possible. All right, the next one is this backpack. This backpack has, if you're on their website, you can actually see this backpack in some of their photo shoots. It has been used quite a bit. It is on display now, outside pocket. The straps on the backpack are not these webbed or adjustable straps. It actually has holes in it like your belt, so that when you pull everything through and lock it down, it's not moving. You don't have to worry about whether or not there's going to be an adjustment that's going to shift, or it slips, or maybe it's whatever happens with those web straps. You don't have to worry about that with the straps that come on this backpack, because you can see it has a buckle on it, and it has holes through the full grain leather. And once you lock that adjustment in, it is not going to move. All right, next picture is, let's look at the combat boots that you can add. So if you don't need feet on the bottom of your bag, you don't have to have feet. If you don't want a zipper top closure, you don't have to have a zipper top closure. If you would prefer snaps or a single snap or an open toe, you can get that. If you want the top of your bag finished, you can do that. If you want to leave the top of your bag raw, you can do that. But these combat boots on the bottom of this bag, y'all just look at the feet on this bag. Just take a look at the feet. I thought my double swagger had on boots, and double swagger does, but this bag has combat boots, and these are brass feet, full brass feet on the bottom. Like, your bag would have to be sitting in a pretty deep puddle for the bottom of your bag to get wet with these feet on there. That's I'm just saying. I like them, love them. The next one is, let's take a look at, they have some canvas bags. Let me see if I can, is that the right picture? Yeah, I'm gonna do that one. All right, so they have a couple of canvas bags. So if you're looking for something that's maybe not leather, in this picture, you can also see where there is a bag that has D-rings on the side of the tote, because you can add hardware so that you can add your own strap, or you can get a strap from them to customize it. Or if you're just not sure if you might ever want to carry it as a shoulder bag, but you don't necessarily want to buy the strap from them, because we've purchased tons of guitar straps from previous, shopping excursions from different brands. You have the option to get the hardware added. You can have the strap added if you want. Or you can do like some of the bags in here, which don't have any hardware on them at all as far as extras on the sides. The next one is, let's talk about, let's take a look. Nope. Let's take a look at some of their totes, like the Avery tote here. And again, most of these are going to be your classic black, browns, chestnuts, your saddles, because they limited edition colors. But they do, you saw the swatches from what I was able to see while I was there, so you can see those. And then I think this is the last one. This is going to be, I think I have two pictures to show the pull-up leather. So this first one, if you are looking at their limited edition colors and you're like, I wonder what this rustic mystic gray looks like, I just posted the picture of what that looks like. So you can see all of the marbling and kind of the veining and the color in this leather. And I didn't think that I was going to care for that. But once I got in store, in person, and got it on my shoulder, and the shoulder drop was perfect, and then I went and stood in the mirror, I just melted. But I'm going to show you the one that almost came home with me. And the reason I didn't bring it home was because I felt like I really wanted to customize my first bag from them. And for those of you that are looking at the price and you're thinking, oh, well, they offer afterpay. So if you were accustomed to some kind of payment plan with other brands that you've purchased before, you do have the option of using afterpay, which is 4 payments bi-weekly. So every 2 weeks, a fourth of that payment will actually come out. So let me show you the one that caused me to like completely melt. All right, so there are 2 different colors of the limited edition rustic pull-up colors here in this picture that's posting now. The one that is furthest to the right, so the lighter one, as you're looking at the bag, there you can see the seam on the bag, and then slightly to the right, kind of at the corner of the bag, you can see where it looks like there's a slight light line of demarcation on the bottom of the bag. And that's because the GM actually demonstrated for me in that spot on that bag right there what the pull-up is. So he pinched the corner of the bag, and where there had been dark coloring of the leather in that space, because the leather had in that spot been pushed, pulled, stretched, the color actually moved out of that space and the lighter undertones appeared. So I asked him, I said, okay, so if I get a bag and it's darker than I would care to have, can I continue to move, manipulate, stretch so that all of the darkness goes away? And the answer was no, right? Because it's aniline leather dyed, so it's going to hold on to those properties. But as you use, stretch, pull, bend, manipulate the leather, the characteristics of that leather are going to continue to move and shift and change what the look of that bag looks like. The one that, and these, we're talking about the 2 bags in the middle that have the marbling, for those of you that are looking at the pictures. So the one that's to the far left, I'm hoping that you're able to just kind of pinch and expand it on Instagram. But on this bag, you can actually see some of the growth rings on this particular hide. And it does, I didn't catch it because I was admiring this hide, but there was literally a spot on the side of this bag on the front where the circles or the growth rings on the cow kind of looked like this. But there were like 3 patches of these growth markings or stretch marks or tiger stripes, whatever you want to call them, but they were like they were in this circle, semicircle, all on one corner of the bag, and it had the darkness and the lightness with the pull up of the leather. It was so pretty. It's on the floor. The bag didn't have feet on it. I could add the feet if I wanted to. But those are some of the pictures from my visit to Go Forth Leather here in Marietta, Georgia, where they encourage you to go forth and do good. So I am excited about getting my bag. I'm excited about getting back on site and filming and touring, so that you can actually see how the bags are made. They were more than gracious, more than accommodating. There were no issues with me filming, no issues with me taking pictures, no issues with me coming on site talking to the folks that are actually in the business, making the bags, packaging the bags. The GM shared with me some amazing customer service stories, and I think he slayed for me, or solved for me, the question, the mystery that we have had in this community around bags and packages that are damaged. Like, who owns that? And the answer that I got from the GM made me feel so good about coming on here and telling you about goforthgoods.com, because there was an acknowledgement on both sides. He said that the customer paid us, we made the bag, we packaged it, we shipped it, but we chose who delivered it. And if the customer didn't get it, if the customer, if the bag was damaged in transit, then it's on us as the company to take care of the customer, and we will deal with the courier. So I know that this community has been kind of like, which came first, the chicken or the egg? And some people said that it was on the courier. Some said that it was on the brand. Well, to find a brand that says, you know what, we both have some ownership in how that transaction, panned out for the customer, but we're not going to make our customers suffer. We're going to take care of the customer and make that right, and we will work out the issues with the courier, the logistics partner, the carrier for the package delivery. So everything that I saw, that I heard, that I experienced, that I read about them aligns with my 3 epiphanies of the brand does not matter. They do have a tiny, small logo that is branded onto their bags. It's about the size of a nickel, so you may have to look for it. But I like the fact that they aren't touting a brand. It is about the leather, it is about the quality, and of course, it is, they want you to know their brand, but it's more about the quality, and that you're going to have an item that they will stand behind for a lifetime, for the material, for the craftsmanship, that they're going to stand behind that they're willing to make it right, that they are growing and building jobs in this community, that they are part of the community, and that they are giving back and supporting charitable organizations of faith. And I know that's not for everyone, but we all pick and choose the brands that we support. And when you support that brand, you support the things, the places, the groups that brand supports, because they choose where they spend their charitable dollars. So the fact that Go Forth is supporting organizations that align with those things that are important to me, and that are going to support the people that are in the community where I live, is important to me. And it doesn't hurt that they have amazing customer service, and that I was able to go and put a face with a name, and I cannot wait for my bag to get here. So spend some time on their site. There is a 15% promo for providing your email address. If you have any notes like you became familiar with their brand on this channel, put that in the comment section on their box. If you have any special instructions or requests for them or customizations that you would like to make about the bag, you can put that on there. But I'm exploring new brands where the brand is not important, the leather quality is, and they have good customer service. And this brand, Go Forth Goods, checked all the boxes for me. So please check out the pictures again on IG. Go over, check out their website. If you order something from them as a result of this live stream, this is not sponsored. I don't get a dang thing for this. Just let them know that you became familiar with them from this channel. Make sure that you hit the thumbs up. We will all be back together on Mrs. Q's channel on Friday at 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central. And then I will be back for Feed Your Addiction on next Sunday. Let me see. I think I may have lost the chat. Let me just see if there's, I don't, let's see. So we've got Regina, Carmen, Peaches C, Miss Angie, Tanya Jones, Mono's Beauty, Says What, Diva 9000, Samaraya Robertson, Crystal Cooley, Sunny Skies 151. Hello, Mrs. Q, Shirley Saxton, Florentine Quack. We've got Candy Crusher. Hi, Candy Crusher. Candy Crusher been getting me in trouble. Sanford Bolden, Carmen Hawkins. We've got Lee Kim Sawyer. I hope I pronounced it correctly. If not, charge it to my head, not my heart. Elizabeth Burton and Ingrid Scott are with us tonight. DJ King. We also have Bad Crazy, The Closet Dive. We have, who else is in here tonight? Tammy Stowen, Regina Ferguson, Fancy Girl She, Allison Brown, Rosalind Ellis, Yvette Bryant is with us tonight. Welcome, Yvette. Who else do we have in here tonight? Let me just go through really quick and see. I already said hi to Miss Angie, Fancy, Sanford, Mo. Hi, Lisa J's World. Welcome. And all right, so let's see. Let me see. Yes, Peaches, that you can get the bag without feet, but if you do add feet on it, it is $20. So basically $5 a foot to go underneath the bottom of the bag. The marble color was in stock last week, but it is so pretty. All of those colors were really, really pretty. But they do have some other limited colors, the navy, the pine green, the crimson, the turquoise. Those are all colors that are limited. So if you think you might want something in one of those colors, I would say pull the trigger, because they won't necessarily be available in the spring because they're limited edition colors, and once they're gone, they are gone. Mo says that she sold. Suz is on the website. The duffels all have shoulder straps. Yep, for Sandford. What? Okay, I think cats will like the look. Yep. Okay. The pecan is gorgeous, Mrs. Q, and that pull-up leather, it's gorgeous. It is absolutely gorgeous. Yep, all American YKK zipper. So for those of you that you already know about YKK, but YKK, follow me. YKK is a Japanese zipper company, but they have production in the U.S. Matter of fact, they have a production facility here in Macon, Georgia, and their U.S. headquarters is in Alpharetta, Georgia. And so they have, even though it is a Japanese company, they have a U.S. based headquarters. They have production here in the U.S. So when they say that they are American handmade, they are still getting products that go into their bags that are manufactured on this soil, that have hardworking folks right here on this soil making them. Nothing against any other country, because I know I have YKK bags, zippers in other bags that were produced elsewhere. But YKK is, again, the Rolls Royce when it comes to zippers. It is the best zipper out there. Matter of fact, if you got a zipper in anything, including your pants, it is likely a YKK zipper. It may not be a full brass, but whether it is outerwear, whether it's pants, whether it is a jacket, whether it's in a handbag, if it's got a zipper in it, the likelihood is that it is a YKK zipper. So again, handmade, the components, the hides, the zipper, the brass, all of that right here in the U.S. And it's shipping out of Marietta, Georgia, which is not far from me at all. So Sanford, you asked which bag is a men's bag. I posted 3 pictures. One was a duffel with a little small, it was more of a long duffel, lighter color with a little smaller duffel under the bottom. Then there was a duffel kind of like a bowler. And then there was a backpack that was up on the shelf, plus a messenger bag. I only took pictures of the ladies' bags that were totes in the 3 sizes. So those are out there. And it is goforthgoods.com. That is their website. And no, I will not be posting pictures on the community page, because the community page has all kind of restrictions on the dimensions of pictures before they will let you post it. So they're only on Instagram. Did I post pictures of their bags on the sales floor? I don't know that I did that. I may need to go back. I don't remember posting those. Let me go back on here really quick. Just some of the displays. I don't think I did that. Let me see if I can get one of those really quick. Of their displays. So we'll post 2 of these back to back. The other thing that I really like are their displays are really simple for those of us that are still struggling with how to store our bags. This is I think this would be a really easy DIY project, and especially if you got some good wooden hangers to kind of hang your bags. It gave me some storage ideas. So I'm posting 2 of those pictures back to back on here now. Just to kind of give you some ideas of what their retail space flow looks like. There are different size totes. Some of their smaller top handle bags are featured here. There is, what else is on here? I'll go back the other way. Yeah, so that's what's there. And here we go. All right, so let me know what I want to see. I know I said I was getting ready to sign off, but I just want to see in the comments really quick thoughts. You've now seen the brand. You've heard my thoughts on it. You've had a few minutes to look at their pictures. Follow them on Instagram. I'm sure you've spent some time kind of going through their site. Let me know in the comments, or if you're watching this on the replay and you're following along, what are your thoughts based on the brand? From what you see about their leather, their offering. Again, it's not going to be for everyone, just like coated canvas or certain brands aren't for everyone. I get that. But I liked what I saw, and I mean, they don't have a ton of different themes, but some of the smaller companies, some of the smaller leather companies, they just don't have a lot, but they have quality pieces. So I'm curious, what, based on what you've seen, what do you think? Candy Crusher, I'll have to go back on their website and look, and I'll text it to you. They are available by phone. I did not have to stay on hold. I think they picked up on like the third ring. Customer service, again, I was very impressed with what they shared with me. Hardy, full grain leather. Not top, not refined, not genuine, not split. Talking about getting the whole hide minus the hair. That's what you're getting. All right, so hey, you're welcome, Candy Crusher. I'm glad Miss Angie, Mrs. Q, Diva Nata. Listen, the size of those totes, make sure you look at the dimensions. They offer different sizes. I of course went with the largest one because I'm a big bag girl, and if I'm going to carry a tote, I want to make sure that the tote is going to carry all of the things that I need. But I also, not that I plan on spilling water inside my bag, but the fact that this is full grain, I felt really good that if something spills in here, I'm just gonna be able to wipe it out and keep moving. That it's not gonna be the end of the world. So, yay, Elizabeth! I can't wait to hear what you pick up. 3 to 5 days. They were very, very busy for the holidays. Tons, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of orders when I was there on Monday, and all of those orders will be processed and out for Christmas. I'm not sure how many orders they get on a day. They shared with me how many they had, and it was not a small number. And the fact that every single one of those bags, gifts, accessories was not coming off of a shelf, not coming out of some storeroom, not dinged up, been sitting somewhere getting dusty, but they were actually cutting the pieces, stitching the handles, putting on the pockets, branding the leather with the initials. I felt really good being able to stand there and just kind of watch the work on somebody's bag as it was happening. So go forth and do good. Check out goforthgoods.com. They were established in 2014. The owner, Nathan, is very much involved, was on site in the workshop when I was there. And if you watch any of the videos or anything about their story, he was actually getting ready to go on a family trip and had his bag to break before they were due to leave. Could not find a bag that met his needs or that he wanted, so he built, designed, made one for himself, and Go Forth Goods was born out of a failed bag from a different brand. So do your research, read about their rivets and their copper and their feet and the customizations and the timelines and where they're located and the charities that they support. Dive in. Go Forth is the brand, which does not matter to me. The leather is full grain leather, absolutely amazing, top of the line when it comes to leather. And their customer service, just based on some of the stories that were shared with me and their policies, I felt good about my experience and coming on and sharing it with you, my community. So do hit the thumbs up before you head out. Thank you so very much for watching. Until next time, I do hope you find something that feeds your addiction. Take care.